let's go to the Charlotte Hornets, who I know you have a best bet on.
I do. I'm under on the Charlotte Hornets. So
Uh, just to get the number out there,
go ahead.
36.5. There's an under minus 105 at both PointsBet and DraftKings right now.
All right. So 36 and a half. I have Charlotte projected at 30 to 36 wins. So my entire projection outcome for Charlotte is below the rate here, which is that basically if that when that happens, that keys immediately. That's probably a best bet for me. I have the Hornets 19th on both offense and defense here. I'm very worried about the team. Charlotte last 2 years expected wins. Sorry, not last year, but the previous 2 years, 37.6 and 36.4. That's at this number. This is a team that is basically running it back with one very important exception. As far as we know, there ain't no Miles Bridges involved next year. And that is 2,800 minutes from a guy that was clearly their second best player who made a big leap and was a huge part of what they did well last year. So you take that away, and I don't know what the case is for optimism here. Maybe it's just you believe in LaMelo making another leap. But other than that, I think this team actually reminds me of the Hornets from before last year, which was the Hornets from before Miles breaking out, and they weren't a good team. I have Charlotte as the 12th seed in the East right now, and I think that that is important because of this reason. Only 10 teams make the play-in, and I have a real tier drop-off from teams 9 and 10 to the teams after that, who are the teams we're about to talk to, so much. Like at 36 and a half, that number tells me if you go over, you are at least trying, you're in contention until the final days for the play-in race. In the East, if you win 37 games, you're in that play-in race. I don't have the Hornets close to the play-in race. I have them well short, not like fighting for that last win or two. I think the play-in race is over for them early. So I have to take the under here. Minus 275 to miss the playoffs. You know, I don't play the long numbers, but 73% there. I basically give them no shot at a top 6 seed. I think their ceiling is probably a 9 seed. And now you have to win 2 playing games with a team that neither one of us are going to believe in with LaMelo and the rest of these guys. I think that's a good bet too. I'm out on the Hornets.
I want to be with you. I want to be with you, Brandon, but I can't be. I want to ask you this question. You're less emotionally volatile than I am. So I want to ask you this. Do you ever miss so badly on a bet that you have to take a break from betting that team for a while? Does that happen to you?
Week to week, yes. Week to week, especially like in an NFL during a short season, sometimes you just like, nope, not, yeah, I'm out on this team. So you're here on Charlotte, I take it.
Yeah, I hammered their under last year because I was like, this team sucks. This team is not good. This team got worse. They objectively got worse. And then they went way over. And I really don't know how. I really don't. Like, things were so bad, they fired Borrego. The word is just like it's a locker room thing, which is why they brought in Steve Clifford. Like, they need discipline. I hated how LaMelo played last year. Like, I watched a lot of Hornets games. It just happened to be on when I was doing dishes or whatever else. When I was watching the early East Coast teams, that's usually the team I was watching. Hated the way he played. Did not like the way LaMelo Ball played. Did not on either end of the floor. Miles was a lot of it. Bridges, because of his ongoing legal investigation, has not been re-signed as a restricted free agent, and nobody in the league expects him to be because that situation is horrific. It's horrific. We have to talk about it in this context because he's so important to the win total last year. I can't avoid talking about him, but I don't like talking about him in a basketball context, given how horrific that incident is. The Hayward problem, when Gordon Hayward's healthy and they haven't been able to move him, they went 26 and 23. They went 17 and 17 when he was not there. That makes me a little bit nervous just in terms of like, I don't think Hayward's going to be around because he always gets hurt, but what if he is? Steve Clifford teams, 2-0 the over in his first years. Whenever he takes over a team, they get it together. The expectations are low. He's usually brought in to like try and rescue a franchise from being a joke. He does a pretty good job. Teams with a win total, 5 or more lower. So if it's 5 less or less, if it's lower, 5 lower or less, are 27 and 22 the under. The market accurately knows when teams are headed in the wrong direction, essentially. When there's like a big move down for a team, they tend to go under. So all of this kind of indicates I definitely lean under. If you like Brandon's analysis, but you would like to get a second on it, I second it as a lean. I can't bet it just because it hurt too badly to watch this team that should not have been good last year somehow get over 500. So I'm going to stay away from it. That's Brandon's best bet, under 36.5.
Yeah, Clifford does make me a little nervous here just because he's a floor raiser, at least initially. We've talked a lot about him offline. He's going to help the defense, but I'm factoring that in. Like when I say that I had the Hornets 19th on defense, that is because Steve Clifford is in town. Like that is given a lot of benefit of the doubt because Clifford is around to help them. But there's not a lot of defense on this team. I like Mark Williams, the guy they drafted, but rookie defenders in the post, not usually a great addition there right away. So I don't see it. There's not a lot of wing or guard depth on the team. There's really not a backup point guard at all. And there's like 6 big dudes on this team, like young big guys, because they just keep on drafting them all. And none of them have hit yet. And they have not developed them either. So just it's a team going in a bad direction.